Good morning, good morning. What the cup? There we go. All right, let's give it a few minutes, let a few more people come in. But thank you for joining me. Just give it a couple minutes. Not a whole lot going on in here. Very quiet. For some of you, it's obvious. I'm back in Bangkok. I returned yesterday. And while it's very nice to be home, it was very nice to get down to the south and get away from it all. I'm ready to go back already. And we are talking about it. But, you know, like I said before, my kids, they got things to do. My wife's got things to do. But Songkran's coming up. And wife's got time off. She's got vacation time. The kids will be off. So maybe we're going to go somewhere a little bit after Songkran. We're talking about Khao Sok again. We're talking about a few different places. We'll see. I'll know more in the next couple of days. But it would be nice to go with the family. And if there's one thing I could say about, besides that extreme heat, which is nothing new. There you go. Good morning, Lori. Besides the extreme heat, you know, it would have been nice to have my family down there because, listen, I told the wife today, I said, listen, Kokut and Railay are probably the two, and Koh Chang in the south, not the other Koh Chang to the east, but Koh Chang in the south, probably the best places that I've been in Thailand. Best beaches I've been to, best islands I've been to, best places all the way around. I can't think of any off the top of my head that beat those places. So, you know, it was great to get away. So today I'm going to talk about the cost of going there. And it might surprise you. There's a few things that surprised me. One of which was I don't know why I was thinking this, but you know, the infrastructure in Thailand is very, very good. And I would have thought it would have been very easy to get around. It wasn't quite as easy as I thought. But before we get started, yes, Koh Lipe is very nice. But before we get started, if you are new here, please remember to consider subscribing and click that notification bell. Leave a thumbs up if you like the stream, if you like the channel. Check out some of my other videos and streams. Spread the word. Help me bump that subscriber count up. Also, I'd like to thank all my YouTube channel sponsors. I'm getting a fair number now, and I really appreciate it. It's starting to make a dent in things, so to speak. It's really starting to help, and I appreciate that. You can sponsor my channel by clicking that join button down below and just following the instructions. Hello, Tom. How you doing? Lori Yakuza. Also, I have a new code to break out, and no, it has nothing to do with anal, as an anal swab. If you'd like to save 20% off of all of my t-shirts and coffee mugs, use the code Krabi1, you know, like Krabi, the city, Krabi, and then the number 1, and you'll get 20% off on all your purchases. For further details on this and other matters, just go down in the description. Everything's down there in the description. subscribe, leave a thumbs up, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so as of about 8:45 this morning, the temperature was 88 degrees. Today's high is supposed to be 97. And at 8:45, it felt like 100 degrees out. That's test, 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 test. That should be working. Testing, testing. It's working. Okay, so I should be back now. What I was going to say, uh, I put the word out. Sent out my little request for quotes. They always ask you for a phone number. I specifically told this particular agent, I talked to her on the phone. I specifically told her, do not call me. Please just send the information by email. The reason the sound just went out is because I'm on my phone. I didn't turn the cellular portion of this off. She just called me twice. It doesn't matter to them. So just because of that, I won't go with them. I'm like not going to consider him now because it's like, you know what? If you don't respect my wishes, then fuck you. Excuse my French. Anyway, getting back to the weather. Because the weather's important. 100 degrees at 8:45. That's what the feel like temperature is. Humidity is 77%. At 5:45, the humidity was 85%. Crazy. Chance of rain is 10%, but you know what? It does look like it's going to rain. Wind is 7 miles an hour, south-southwest. And the air visibility is 6 miles. Air quality index is moderate, 82. So there's your weather. It's going to be hot all week. It's going to rain later this week. Supposedly, it's going to be rainy, and then early next week. There will be songkran, but there will not be any water being thrown or played or whatever, at least in the city. So, anyway, today we're going to talk about exactly how much I spent on my 7-day, 6-night getaway to Riley, Khao Lak, and Phuket. I'm going to talk about how I got to each place and what it was like and how much I spent. And I usually I don't. I just know this is how much I have to spend, and I just basically try to stick to that. I don't really worry about it. In this case, I decided I'm going to write everything down to the nearest satang, and that's what I did. So originally the trip was going to be from Bangkok to Krabi, Krabi to Riley, back to Krabi, over to Phang Nga, from which is a province, but from Pangan to Khao Lak, from Khao Lak to Ranong, and then Ranong back to Bangkok. However, because of what's going on right now, the situation, there's not enough customers to warrant some of the transportation. And not only is it a little bit more expensive, but it's also a little more difficult to get transportation. It's not impossible. You can get it, but you're going to pay more sometime. And also logistically, what I wanted to do was just it was a couple hours to get to Hangan, and then a couple hours to get to Khao Lak, and from Khao Lak to Ranong was 4 hours. And if you know what I'm talking about, the heat, it's just stifling. You're sitting in a minivan with a bunch of other people. The air's going. It's usually not very good air conditioning, and it's brutally hot outside. I didn't want to sit there for 4 hours. Then you get to Ranong, it's still going to be really hot, which I expect. Then it's another 9 hours by minivan to get to Bangkok. I didn't want to fly because the prices weren't very good. Now the prices from Bangkok to Krabi and Bangkok to Phuket, Phuket back to Bangkok were very good. But from Ranong, they weren't very good. I didn't want to pay, 2,500 baht to fly for, I don't know what it was, 50 minutes or 40 minutes or something like that. It was ridiculous. But anyway, so I changed my mind. I decided to go from, fly down to Krabi. From Krabi, I went over to Railay. From Railay, I went back to Krabi. You have to go back to Krabi. And then from Krabi, I thought I got to go somewhere else. And I thought, well, I want to go to Khao Lak. So that's what I did. Now, it's not all that far. And however, and I'll get into this in a few minutes, logistically, again, they just don't throw you in a minivan and you're all alone and say, okay, go ahead. We're going to take you there, and it only costs 500 baht or whatever. That's not what they do. If you know anything about Thailand, that's not how they operate, all right? They'll tell you everything up front. Oh, yeah, we're going to go there. Yeah, they'll tell you the truth, but they'll omit a few things, which happens. So, the lack of tourists is great, but logistically and transportation-wise, not so much. It made things a little more difficult. Also, not so much in Railay, although a little bit. A little more difficult to find food, difficult to find coffee, difficult to find transportation, as I said. So, especially in Phuket and Khao Lak, man, it was tough to find food. You really had to look around. You had to walk away. You had to go either that or you're eating food in your hotel the whole time. And to be quite honest, the food was it was okay, but I didn't want to eat in the hotel if I could avoid it. Now, I decided to fly to Krabi. My ticket was 688 baht. Okay, you can't beat that. That's like less than 25 bucks. Right? It's like 23 bucks. Damn good price. Okay. Now, going to and from the airport, I had somebody pick me up. A driver I've been using for quite some time. I had to leave at 4:30 in the morning, and I don't want to dick around trying to find some Grab driver, if it knows where I am, it's going to come get me. I don't want to have to walk with my stuff down the street to go get a taxi. I just wanted to pay the person, and they know where I'm at. They pick me up. I don't have any hassles. And so the total I spent to go to and from the airport was 740 baht, which is a bit steep, but I gave her a tip, a couple hundred baht for tip, and that's fine with me. So anytime I need to go anywhere, and it's imperative that I get somewhere and be there on time, and I'm leaving, it doesn't matter if I'm leaving at 3 o'clock in the morning, they'll be there, and I know that. So that's why I paid as much as I did. Now, once I flew to Krabi, um, the transportation. Do I not have the airport money in here? How much was it from Krabi Airport? What did I do? Oh, okay. It was 100 baht to get from the airport to where I wanted to go, which was the pier, the Nam. What was it? Al Nam Mao. That's the name of the pier. 100 baht, and 100 baht to get to Riley. Okay, by ferry. Quite easy to do. And then the hotel had somebody take me back on the way back. Okay, so it was free. So 100 baht to get over. Can't beat that. Now, instead of flying back from Krabi, I decided to fly back from Phuket. It was much easier. I do it all quite often. I just buy a one-way ticket because I'm not sure when I'm going to come back, where I'm going to come back from, or whatever. So the total that I spent for my flights was 1,837 baht and 67 satang, which is what? It's about 60 bucks. So for a round trip ticket from Bangkok down to the south, 60 bucks is pretty damn good. The taxi was 740. Transportation to and from Riley on the boat was 100. I'm just going to go over the transportation first. Okay. To get to Khao Lak from the pier, was 550 baht. So they, basically I sat there, I said, listen, I got to go to Khao Lak. I want to go to Khao Lak. Okay, let me work it out. I said, okay. She got a hold of a minivan. Now here's the ticker. It's like, okay, the van's going to pick you up at 10:15 or something, right? I said, okay. The van picks me up. It's bringing a guy and his girlfriend, an American guy and his Thai girlfriend. They're in the van when I get there. When they pick me up, they're in the van. I said, okay. I get in. They take us to this place. They said, okay, everybody out. We said, what do you mean out? Aren't we going to Khao Lak? Yeah, but you have to wait here. You wait 11:30. So we got at this place at 10:30. We had to sit there for an hour. I don't know why, but we sat there for an hour waiting for them to take us to Khao Lak. There was nobody else in the van at the time. However, along the way, we picked people up. And mind you, it's hot as hell, but it wasn't that bad. And 550 baht. What was bad is that it took quite a long time. It's not that far, but by the time it was 10:15, 10:30 when they picked us up, I don't think I got there until about 3 o'clock. Okay. From Khao Lak, I had to take a bus to get to Phuket. That was 110 baht. From the Phuket bus station to my hotel was 400 baht. To get to Phuket Airport from my hotel was 500 baht. This is by taxi. Okay, I didn't take a shuttle bus. If you take a shuttle bus from the hotel, it was 1,000 baht. I was like, screw that. And then you can get a shuttle bus at the bus station for 500 baht, but I got a taxi for 400, so it was a good deal. All in all, I spent on transportation 4,237.67 baht. All right, and I'll go over that at the end, the totals. And then there was food and drinks. Now, which category do you think that I spent the most money? You might think it's hotels. You might think, oh, well, maybe it's transportation. No, it was food and drinks. Because when there's not many places to go eat, yeah, sure, there was a couple of times when I had, 50 baht, 80 baht meals. But a lot of the time, it was like, okay, this is the only restaurant open, or there's a restaurant, but it's another mile down the road. Do I want to walk all the way down there? There's no motorbikes. no motorbike taxis, right? So, some of the meals, I'm spending 500-600 baht a meal. You know, I had lasagna, I had ravioli twice. um, and then I had some coffee. I had a couple espressos, but I also had mojitos, and I think I drank something like 8 mojitos altogether, uh, 8 or 10 altogether. I had 3 the one day. I had, I think, 2 the other day, and then I had some more after that. Um, so, you know, that's something else to consider, is that right now, and probably in the near future, some of the places are just gutted. They're not coming back. There's no more food. Um, and you're gonna eat what you gotta eat. I could have went to 7-Eleven and got some, little tuna sandwich for 25 baht or something like that. And shit, I mean, sometimes you gotta. Oh yeah, mojitos make me happy. There's another T-shirt. What was it that I said? Monash made me do it. Lori approved. Mojitos make me happy. So yeah, that was good. It was good. Now, remember, this is 7 days, 7 days and 6 nights, but say 7 days. I spent 5,077 baht. I'd say about 1,200 of that. No, and then there was the beers that I had. Those 2 beers I had. That was another 150, 200 with the tip, another 200. So close to 1,500 baht on alcohol. So that means 3,500 on food. On food and just regular drinks. So I'm talking about regular drinks. I'm talking about water. I'm talking about soda. I'm talking about whatever. Thanks, Tom. Glad you're still doing the low carb. I'm trying to stay away from the added sugar, but listen, I was on holiday. That's what I'm saying. Thank you very much, Tom, and Chode to you. And anyway, with the water, the juice that I bought, the soda here and there, and the mojito and the food, that was 3,500 baht. So let's say, yes, I swam it off, and there were sharks after me, so I swam quite fast. 5,000 baht for the food and drinks. Now, the hotel. It's about my tab in 2 hours and 6. Yeah, I don't even talk about the internet. I never talk about that. But let me tell you something. That adds up, man. Now, the only thing right now is I have this plan, and it's going to end in about 2 weeks, where I get 100 gigabytes of bandwidth for 30 days. My 30 days is up on the 14th, and it cost me $5. That's cheap, because I won't be able to use that 100 baht up. And I mean, I connect with my laptop in Starbucks. Sometimes I connect, streaming all the time, and it's about an hour. It's an hour is about a gigabyte. So if you think about how much I streamed, I still had money. I still had time left over from the last month. I had like 20 gigabytes, and I purposely tried to use it all up. I couldn't use it all up. Now, they don't have that special anymore, at least for now. So what it'll do is it'll go back to where it's about $3 for 5 gigabytes. So what would that be? That'd be about $60 instead of $5 like before. $60 for 100 gigabytes. Now, I probably wouldn't use all that, so let's say it's, it adds up, it's about 35, 40 bucks for the internet time alone, which I don't consider that, especially on a trip. But where I really saved was the hotels, okay? 5-star hotel or 4-star, depending on where you look. No, you're not allowed to roll over the data. 4-star hotel, or 5-star, depending on where you look. 1,365 baht and 30 satang for 2 nights, which is 692 baht or something like that. So just under 700 baht, which is about $23. And that was in Phuket. In Khao Lak, my hotel was 505 baht a night. And it was probably, I would say, out of the 3, it was the, I don't want to say the worst of the rooms, but it was the least, well, I don't want to say worst, but in a ranking, it would be number 3. Because the Phuket hotel was very nice. And I would say that hotel, honestly, I would say that hotel was number 2. Great location. But the hotel that was the best was the one in Railay. It was 1,400 baht for 2 nights. It was 1,400 baht for 2 nights. 700 baht a night. It was $22.67 at the time. And man, it was fantastic. It was like big room, and I'll show it in a video. It's just, this is another subject, is the video, because the video's in HD and the files are so large that it's not so much the storage of it, although that's important. It's also the transferring of the file that's a pain in the ass. I still haven't. I've been transferring all the files over on a day-to-day basis, and I just haven't been able to catch up. And I'm almost done now, but I still have about 10 more files to transfer, and they're big. I mean, they're 2 to 8 gigs. But anyway, the hotel in Railay, what was the name of the place? Avatar Resort or something like that. And nice outdoor area, nice, decor and everything. The inside of the rooms were very, very nice. And then they had a pool. They had a nice pool. But also what made it really good is they had a balcony, and on the balcony they had like a day bed. If I really wanted, I could have went outside at night and slept on the bed. 700 baht, and it's right there. It was on the east side of the island, so you can walk. You can walk anywhere from there. But I mean, I could walk out and walk down a little ways, and there's a little mini market. I could walk down. There's a little alley. I just keep following that alley. Boom! I'm on the other side of the island. Great deal. Really, that was one of the better deals I've had on a hotel in quite some time. And I am going to leave reviews on these places because they were all very good. The place in Railay, the staff was very, very helpful. The place in Khao Lak, again, the staff was very helpful, especially one girl in particular. She's very, very helpful, very nice. And in Phuket, they weren't quite as helpful because I was just a little too busy. I didn't need their help, and I was too busy, but nice place. So all the hotels were nice. I spent 3,775 baht and 30 satang for 6 nights in the hotel, which, what's that work out to about? A little over 600 baht a night. So a little over, what is that? 31, say, so, wait a minute, what am I saying here? 3,702 was 6, 36, 16, 30, 600, about 630 baht a night, which is like $21.50, $22. It's $21.50, $21 a night average for the hotel. And none of these hotels were worse than, I'd say the place in Khao Lak was a 2 or 3-star hotel. The one in Railay was a 3 or 4 star. They called the one in Phuket a 4 or 5 star. I think it was a really, really good 3 or 4 star, but that was about it. Did you find the Thais who live there to be welcoming and warm? Since Yeah, I don't think that they were welcoming and warm because, oh my God, we need the tourism. I don't think that's why they were welcoming and warm. I think that, like in the case of Riley, the people were just cool. They were just cool. They weren't like begging you for business, and like they didn't even push you to come in. And it's like the staff at the hotel was very, very nice. The girl was, they were very, chilled out. And I started talking to the one girl, and the price of the place was like $780 or something. She was saying, "I give it to you for 700." I was like, "Okay, thank you." And I kind of knew what the price was, and I wasn't gonna bitch. But they were very nice. And then Cowlack, listen, I was the only foreigner in the whole place. There was no other foreigners. And did I see any foreigners in Cowlack? I think, yeah, I saw one. I saw the one walking on the beach. The one girl who came up and started talking to me, the European girl. But at my hotel, no foreigners. Now I have to say that in Phuket, Phuket is not one of my favorite places, and it's just like Pattaya. It's just like Chiang Mai. It's not one of my favorite places because it is a tourist area. And anytime you have a tourist area, you have touts, you have scammers, you have people who don't know how to deal with foreigners, and you have some people who feel like they're entitled. Like I told a couple of people this already, but and I talked about it in the other stream. This table is not straight. Um, there was a couple of times when I got the stink eye from the tuk-tuk drivers because I didn't want to go on a tour with them. I just was walking. It's like I'm walking, and the hotel's like 30 feet away. And they're like, "You need a ride to your hotel?" I'm like, "No, I don't." "Oh, why not?" "Because my hotel's 30 feet away." "Yeah, but you go to Big Buddha. You go to here." I go, "No, I don't want to." Like, what the fuck, man, I don't have to explain myself. This is the thing. If I'm there on a holiday, I don't want to explain myself. I don't have to explain myself to anybody. They can all kiss my ass. I mean, I hate to think that way. But I don't owe them an explanation. If I don't want to go in there, took tough shit. And I don't like that. And then I told the story about the lady who I had 2 orange juices. The one lady, and I'm going to put up a little clip of my interaction with her. The one lady, she sold me an orange juice. It was 25 baht. I had no problem with that. I drank it. I was very hot. And I thought, you know what? I'll buy another one. It'll help her out. It'll help me. I'll buy another one. I get another orange juice. I down that. She's like, "Thank you so much for your support. Really, I appreciate it. I'm here every night at this time." And I said, "Okay, thank you." I had a water bottle in my bag. I purposely put it in there simply because I wanted to have a water because I knew it was hot. I walked down the street, and there's a lady sitting there with her another friend, and she says, "Can I have a water?" And I said, I already told this story the last stream, but I said, "No, thank you. I don't want a water." And she said, "No, get a water. You need a water." I said, "No, I'm sorry, but I don't want one." And she called me a stingy Farang. She said, "Farang Kiniao." And I turned around to her and I said, "No, I'm not cheap at all. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, lady. I'm not cheap. That's the last thing I am. But I don't need a fucking water. What don't you get? I don't need your fucking water." And I didn't let it get to me because I was like, you know what? I'm going to go have a nice meal. I saw this place was open, this Italian restaurant. And I went in there and, I spent like 600 baht or something. 700 baht with the tip. I had a ravioli. The guy was great. The owner was there. He was great. And I had myself a coffee afterwards. Very, very nice. I walked back downstairs and I'm thinking, man, I hope she doesn't say anything to me because I was going to call her an old hag in Thai. And then I thought, I don't want to do that. And then I thought, maybe I should just buy a water from her. And I thought, nah, fuck that. And then I thought, maybe I should just not say anything. That's the best thing. So she didn't say anything to me. I didn't say anything to her. I walked by her. She gave me the stink eye. And I'm thinking to myself, listen, I know you're hard up, honey, but like, if you would have been nice, like, hello, how are you? Can I get you something to drink or something? I might have said yes. When you have that attitude towards me and towards other people, they're like, fuck you. You know, it's like, here, hey, I got a jet ski out here. Why don't you go on my jet ski? No, I really don't want to. I heard about the jet ski scams, and I really don't feel like going on a jet ski. I mean, I'm 87 years old. You're an asshole. Okay, well, and this is the thing. So, aside from that, now Phuket was okay. I liked the beach. It was nice, but out of the three places, Phuket comes last. I'm sorry. Yeah, you can't touch Railay. And Khao Lak, although it was very, very quiet, it was still very cool. And for those of you who watch the stream or who want to go back and watch the stream, it's still online. It was a cool place. It was a relaxing place. I go to relax. I'm not a kid. I'm not 20 years old. I'm not going to be going out pounding drink after drink, getting drunk, throwing up with my friends, and going and banging all kinds of hoes. That's not what I'm doing, So my life is a little bit different than some people's. But if you're going to relax somewhere and just chill, man, those are the best places you can go. And actually, Railay is a good place when there's people there. It's a good place to party, too. So you can have it all. Now, let me go on. Some of the things that I did do. I talked about the boat. I went on a boat in Railay. The guy asked me for $1,800. I go on a boat alone. Yeah, well, maybe you're not going to have to. You're not going to have to quarantine because didn't you get the jab? By then you should be quarantined if you aren't already, and they should change things. I mean, a couple months beforehand. They might be doing it as early as I don't know. I'm saying July. That's what they've said, but it could be earlier. And listen, Phuket can be a great place, but you got to remember it is a tourist place. And so, because of that, there's going to be people, there's going to be touts, there's going to be people bugging you to go with them and do this, do that. You just got to take it with a grain of salt and just walk on. Anyway, I went on the trip in Railay. I went out, if you remember, you saw the stream. I was sitting at the beach. I see this guy go, hey, he's dropping off a couple of people. Let me go over there and see if he'll take me around. He wanted $1,800. I said, listen, 15. I told him 12. No. I said 15. I'll give you 15. Okay. I knew I was going to give him the 18 because he wanted that, and I would give him a tip if he was cool. Now he was a cool guy, pretty nice guy. Very, good natured and whatever. Well, I went to Batong because I wanted to go walk down Soi Bang La. That was really the only reason I went there. And because I had lived there before. Get this right here. So, I went out on the boat. Had a good time. Obviously, I streamed some of it. Some of it, I got bumped off because of where I was and the satellite and all that. But it was a good time. I gave the guy 18. I actually gave him, what did I give him? I gave him 1,880 baht. I gave him a 380 baht tip. Didn't have to do that, but you know what? I thought the guy's a nice guy. He took me out. Fuck it. If I come back and I see the guy, he'll remember me. It's goodwill. Give him. Some guys might only give him 100 baht. Some guys might not have given him anything. I just figured it's goodwill. I give them the money. Now, what irritated me, and I talked to Alex about this, and Longhorns, you sent me a video the other day about what Thais think about dual pricing. And I think the next stream I'm going to talk about that. And there's a reason why. First of all, those guys in the video didn't strike me as really sharp about what's going on with foreigners, and and how foreigners feel, and all, and they're, they're Thai. But if you're going to talk about it and you really want to sound educated, I mean, one guy was talking about how that he didn't think it was fair, but that Thai people clean up after themselves at the parks, but foreigners don't, which is complete horse shit. Okay? And all you have to do is look around Bangkok. The majority of the garbage is not thrown out in the streets by the foreigners. It's thrown out there by the Thais, who are too lazy to do whatever they do with it, or the government, who doesn't have any means to get rid of it, or they don't give a shit, or whatever the reason is. So I found that to be a little bit irritating. But then I get to the place and I go, listen, it's 400 baht for foreigners, 40 baht. I'm already paying this guy, almost 2,000 baht. Now, granted, I could have reduced that price if I went with a couple other people or something like that, but I didn't want to. And it's not the guy's fault at the national park. The place, it was just all it was a little island. But I said to him, "Hey, listen, look at my passport." I'm like, I've been here for this many years. I got 2 kids. I'm like, the fuck, you're gonna charge me 400 baht? Yeah, sorry, too bad. And you know what that does? It causes ill feelings. And I know I'm not the only person that it irritates. Because if I went with my family, my whole family's going to get in for one price. I'm getting in for another price. It's like, so there is a differential between me and my family. It's not like it's me and my girlfriend. It's me and my wife. And it's me and my 2 children who I sired, who they are Thai Americans, and they get the right price, or they get the price, of a low price, and then they're going to rate me on it. It's not like I'm trying to go to a college here, and I'm taking somebody's spot. There were very few Thais there. It might have been 10 Thais on the whole island. I went to the other island. How many people were there? None, until like 2 showed up. So the whole dual pricing thing kind of turned me off. Now that was where I lay. But going in, that anytime you go to a park, anytime you go to an attraction, the chances there that you're going to have to pay 10 times or 5 times or 10 times more than what the Thais have to pay. And, the thing is I was already there. I could have just went, no, get out. Let's get out of here. Patong just looked like shit after his videos from Miley. Yeah. This is the thing. I go to Patong and it was completely dead. And Khao Lak completely dead. But the people in Khao Lak were very, very nice. Everywhere I went, people were friendly. They were nice. I go to Phuket. I had like 2 or 3 times where I know I'm not stupid. I can see it. I sense it. I've been here a long time. I hear it. They're giving me the stink eye. They're saying things. And it's like, you know what? Fuck you. I don't have to give you my money. Nobody has to give me money, just like I don't have to give them money. It's the same thing. You want to be an asshole for no reason? Then, what do you think I'm going to... And this is an Asian mentality. I have what you want, so feel grateful that you get to pay me for what I have. No, that's not my mentality. And I hate that. I hate that it comes down to that. But after the first 2 places where I had absolutely no issues, they knew how to treat people. And okay, Patong was not that bad. But I will say this. Patong was the most pathetic place, comparatively speaking. When I went to Pattaya, and I saw how a lot of places were shut down. It was very quiet. I was like, man, this is not very good, I got to Patong and I just went, holy shit. This is, and I think I said this on the video, it's like an apocalypse. If you didn't see the cars driving around and you didn't walk down on the beach where there were some people, you would think there had been an apocalypse there, because a lot of buildings, they're just empty. They've been gutted. They pulled out Starbucks. The guy here, I said to him, there's like 3 or 4 Starbucks in Patong. He goes, there's 3. He goes, they're all closed. I go, no, they opened 1. He goes, oh yeah, that's right. He goes, the one of the Italian restaurant where I ate, the one that I went to the other day, that's the place that's open now. The rest of them are closed. And like the one guy, the Australian guy said in the video, the stream the other day, 300 bars on Soy Bangla. Only like 10 of them are still open. What does that tell you? Does that mean that you should be, I understand, you don't want the people to come back, then don't be nice to them. Okay, fine. But don't cry to the people about how, oh, please come back, tourists. And what's so funny is that they just had I think it was the tourism minister, just came out with the 4 things Thailand needs to do to get their tourists back. One was cleanliness, another one was sustainability, another one was, what the hell was it? Friendliness or something. And then the final one was not cheating the foreigners, not ripping them off. And I'm like, yeah, but that's how are you going to stop that? It's ingrained in these people, some of them. You know, the people who are on the streets who are selling fruit and stuff like that, some of them, they're like, fuck this, man. If this guy wants to pay 50 baht, I'll charge him 50 baht. Everybody else is paying 20 baht. You know, instead of having the mentality that, hey, be nice to them. Treat them well. They're a commodity. They will come back again and again and again. Now, what I've been saying is that for now, the majority of people, I gotta stop leaning on this thing. The majority of people who come here, listen, they're coming for a couple of weeks. They don't give a shit. They'll pay whatever they gotta pay. To them, it's the same. It's the people who come here long term. It's the people who have been here for a while. They go, fuck this shit. I'm tired of this mentality. I'm not going to get this in Ecuador. I'm not going to get this in this place. I'm not going to get this in that place. They'll go elsewhere. And so people have started to do that. Now, what I will say is that it's cyclical. And what I mean by that is, you know, my generation might go, fuck this, I'm out of here. But the new generation, they might go, well, you know, Thailand's made some real changes. They're supposed to be got their shit together with the COVID, and you know their places are opening up. They seem really fair and good. They have no idea how it used to be and how the people used to be. So they go, okay, I'll come over here, and the people are decent enough and they have a good enough time where they go, wow, yeah, that was really nice. But they don't know that it was a lot better in the past. The people were a lot more friendly, a lot less mercenary. And so what happens is then you get the people coming and they just get accustomed to it. And they're like, okay, yeah, it's good enough. And if it's not good enough, they don't come back. But my guess is that Thailand's going to rebound strong. There's always going to be some people who are unhappy. And there's going to be people that are happy and they're going to come. And then you're going to get the Chinese and then Thailand's going to be fine. You know. Yeah, well, you know, it's so funny because more and more people are starting to acknowledge that Thailand is no longer a cheap destination. Although, from listening to what I'm saying here, you might think it is. Now, I want to go on. The miscellaneous charges that I have. Oh, hang on a second here. I thought this was somebody I know. Anyway, miscellaneous charges. The boat and the park fee, okay, that worked out to 2,280 baht. That was that was pretty cool. I'd say it was an okay price. I wouldn't say it was a great price. I wouldn't say it was, oh yeah, it's extremely reasonable. No, I would say for what I got, it was okay. Because running a boat is expensive, and fuel and everything like that. And the guy's got to make money, so it was all right. I got myself a foot massage and mani pedi in Khao Lak. and that was the foot massage was how much was it? The foot massage was 300 baht. I gave the lady 100 baht tip. The mani pedi was 300 baht. It's 150 for the hands, 150 for the feet, 300 baht. I gave her a 10 baht tip. So for the foot massage and manicure and pedicure, it was 800 baht, which is, you know, $25 and some change. Well, I would normally let my wife handle the situation, but my wife wasn't with me. You know, that's another thing. I mean, you know, like, listen, I wanted her with me just to be with me. I wanted the kids with me to be with me. But the bottom line was that, you know, it's always nice to have her there because I don't have to deal with any of that shit. So anyway, foot massage, mani-pedi, 800. The boat and park fee, 2,280. I gave the maid in one of the places. I left 100 baht in the room for a tip. The other places, I don't think I even used. I put do not disturb. Laundry, I spent 100 baht on getting my laundry done. I bought 450 baht. I bought a bottle of lotion because the lotion that I had the bottle was too big. I didn't want to carry it with me, and I was getting burned. So I went and bought some lotion. It was 450 baht. 15 bucks. That shit doesn't matter where it is. That shit ain't cheap. And then there was a guy there in Phuket. Was it Phuket? Yeah, it was Phuket. There was a guy in Phuket. He had no arms and no legs. And he's just sitting there in the heat. And I gave him 40 baht. I had some change in my pocket and 20 baht or whatever. I gave him 40 baht. So all that together, the miscellaneous was 3,770 baht. So transportation was 4,237.67. Food and drinks was 5,077. Hotel was 3,775.3. Miscellaneous was 3,770, bringing the total to 16,859 baht and 97 satang, which is about $543.87 or $90.65 per night. So I spent 90 bucks a day, and that included all the transportation. That included the hotel, the food, the drinks. You know, it's not like I went out and got shit-faced and was drinking booze every night, but I did have enough to keep me happy, to make me smile. I didn't have as much coffee as I wanted, but I had a fair amount of coffee, and it was good coffee. It was illy. Well, listen, my goal was to spend 15,000. I spent more than that. But that's okay. You know, sometimes it's like with the boat. I'm streaming. While it's nice to stream at a beautiful beach and people go look at the beach. Oh, it's so nice there. What a view. Oh, that's great. But after 10 minutes of seeing that, it gets boring. You got to go do something. You got to show something. But, you know, when you figure it out, 90 bucks, $90.65 a night. So let's just say $90. It's 2,700 bucks for a month. And I didn't want for much. You know, I mean, my laundry got done. They cleaned my laundry. I had breakfast. You know, nice breakfast every breakfast. You know, I got to drink a little bit. Yes, I enjoyed myself. I think I brought a couple of decent streams out. You know, and what I've learned and what I'm learning is that you can't hit a home run every time. You know, going on the side of a mountain, going in Hong Kong, getting Chuck fucked up on, you know, ganja cookies. These kind of streams, to me, they're home runs. Those are, you know, or triples at least. It's hard for me to do that all the time, but I was happy with some of the stuff that I turned out. You know, I was in the bar that night and I had the beer, and then there was the Muslim lady who was, you know, jabbering with me, and then it turned out she was on the boat back to the mainland with me, which was kind of nice because we got to have a last little chat. She was very cool. I'll remember that lady. Like I said, I've been telling a few people. I told Lori, I told Billy, I told a bunch of people. Um, well, he doesn't come into the chats and talk. I don't know why. If I told him to come in and show his face, he probably would. But I don't know why he doesn't come into the chats. I have to ask him. Maybe he just enjoys talking more, showing his Nick Nolte face. But so that's what it is there. $543, $90, $90. Oh yeah, that's right. There was the Finland girl. Jesus Christ, the Finland girl. I forgot about her. See, I mean, I met a lot of characters. I met the fire juggler, who I saw the next day. Then there was, in Cowlock, there was a woman who was the receptionist who was interesting. That's the only way I know how to put it. She was very interesting. I was interested in her story. And what time is it? It's early. Early. Today we have the big boss working, and we have the little boss, Miss Tien, working. That's it. 2 people today. The manager and her. She's swamped. The Grab just keeps them busy here. By the way, they did have Grab in Phuket. I was going to use them, actually. I thought about using them, and then the guy came up. It was like 380 baht from the bus station. And then the guy came up, it was 400. I went, all right, let's go. And I didn't give him a tip. So it was interesting. That trip was fun. It was more interesting than usual. And then I found out that some other YouTuber in Thailand had seen that pizza guy before. I don't think he spoke to him in Thai. But I did carry on an interview with the guy for about 30 minutes. And I don't know how much it'll edit down to. And then and I had a little thing with the orange juice lady, and there's all kinds of little interviews and talks that I did. So I should have them done. Actually, I'm taking my laptop today to see if they can fix the Bluetooth and just clean the touchpad, because if I had the Bluetooth, I could just airdrop everything. But my Bluetooth isn't working on my computer, and one of the things I'm worried about is, it's just a pain in the ass to transfer files over. So I want to see if they can do it and just do it like in a day, and then I can get back on my laptop and start editing stuff. I got a lot of new stuff, a lot of different stuff that I don't usually do, like the little walkabouts where I'm not talking. But it's come to my attention that the audio is something that needs to be addressed, and I'm waiting for the Rode wireless mics to come into Thailand. The second version, they're supposed to be here next month sometime. So as soon as those come, that might be a winner, because the quality is supposed to be top notch. But we'll see. We'll see. So there you got it. $90 a night, and you could probably do it a little bit cheaper if you wanted. I'm sure you could get it down to 80 or 75 pretty easily. Just don't eat quite as much, or don't eat as at the kind of restaurants I ate at. I would say that was one of my better trips. That was a trip like Kokut. It was a trip like Koh Chang. Those places are memorable for me. They're yeah. What was your trip highlight? I don't know. I'd probably say just being at Riley Beach. But I mean, there's so many. I liked meeting with the pizza guy and talking to him, because there was nobody around, and I'm speaking in Thai to him. he's speaking in English and Thai to me. We're going upstairs and talking, and he was all right. And then the Muslim lady was cool. The fire juggler guy was cool. Um, the lady at Cowlock was cool, and she had two kids, and she was, telling me about them and her life and how she had started from nothing and built herself up and blah blah blah. And it was just one thing after another. And then it was like sitting there at that beach on Cowlock where there's really nobody there, and I'm sitting there alone. And then when I walk down a ways, I got that platform. I can have my mojitos, and I'm just sitting there right at the beach, 25 feet away. It reminded me of being in Bali when I had that 1 kilogram piece of mahi mahi and a drink and a side of like potato salad. It cost like $13, and I'm eating it like my toes are almost getting wet from the sea because they're so close. Can't beat that. To me, that's living, man. If I could do that more often, I mean, like my wife wants to go to Kalsok. I'm like, I don't really want to go to Kalsok. Like, if anything, let's go to Koh Chang where I went before. Let's go back there. Let's go. I want to go to a beach. I want to explore the beach. I mean, Koh Lipe, that ain't bad. Koh Phi Phi, that ain't bad. There's all kinds of places that I could go. We could go. So I don't know where we're gonna go, but I told Alex is he's the one right now because he's got school, and I'm like, find out when you're gonna have school, when you're gonna be out, and how long is the break, and blah blah blah. And Nicholas is done, but now Bo is like, I don't want to leave the cat and the dog alone. So now she's like, we're gonna have to put him in an animal hotel, which is just more money. Yeah, I mean, the people were really the highlight. I mean, like I met this girl at the pizza joint in Cowlock. I couldn't find any places to eat that I really wanted to eat, and these girls are waiting on me, and they're giggling because I speak Thai, and then the one comes up, she starts speaking English to me. And then the next night, she delivered my lasagna to my hotel, and she sat there for me for about 10 minutes. We just had a talk, and she was really interested. She was young, and she's like, I'm saving money. I got my degree. Blah blah blah. I've already built my parents a house, and she's telling me all these things, and just really interesting people. And so that's what makes the trips. To me, that's what makes it. And you're in a beautiful environment. It's like, listen, I walked down onto that beach at 6:00, 6:30 in the morning. 6:00 in the morning. One of the times I think it was 5:30, but the one in Cowlock I walked down to at 6:00 in the morning. Just sat there. There's not a soul on the beach. Not a single soul on the beach. And then a little while later, I see a fisherman, and can't beat that, So, but listen, for $100 a night, you're just gonna get a little bit more. You can drink a little more. If you want to pull a girl or whatever, get them a couple more massages. There's the money is there. You get a little better hotel. The money is there. So for $100 a night, man, you can get a great deal, and that's not all that much, Now I'm wondering how much it'd be for the family, because that's something me and the wife have to figure out. We'll just tell Alex and Nicholas, well, you want to go, you're gonna have to pay for your hotel. We're staying 5-star, baby. I'm joking. The kiddie hotel, that's a different story. The wife's gonna be paying for that, not me. Kiddie hotel. I've told her, I don't know why you need to have a kiddie hotel. The cat will be fine. Leave it some food. Dog will be fine. Leave it a bunch of food. Leave it a bunch of water. It'll be fine. But she doesn't want to do that. And then she's like, he's going to be lonely. So Sid has become a integral part of our house and our family. You know, Odie's getting a little old. Odie the dog. Anyway, like I said, the next stream I think we're going to be talking about that dual pricing because I really want to take a close look at it and I want to think about it from all angles. Because, you know, my initial reaction is, fuck that. You know, why do I have to pay 10 times more? Now, my initial reaction is that because I have a family and I've been living here a long time. And, you know, if I can pay for them to go to an international school or a bilingual school, and I've been paying more money probably into the system with my wife, and her and I have been paying more money than a lot of people. And then it's, and me personally alone. And then, you know, I got to pay 10 times more. And yet my kids are Thai. It just doesn't make sense to me for that. Now, if they're a tourist, I think 10 times is too much. I think, you know, if you were to go, hey, listen, Thais pay 100, foreigners pay 200. I don't think people would bitch if they were a tourist. They'd be like, okay, you know, you may say it's about equality or discrimination or racism or whatever it is. But the truth is, you're a foreigner, you're going to pay more money in some instances. It doesn't matter where you are. You know, so I think it's just a matter of being a little more fair. Anyway, I think we're just about out of time. We don't have a whole lot of comments coming in right now. And we only got 38 people right now, so I really appreciate everybody being here. And for all the help I got to get to the Krabi and everywhere else in the past, I always got to give thanks. If anybody has any ideas for places to go, Koh Lipe is a good place. I don't know. I got to look at it logistically, of course. There was a place I wanted to go off of Ranong. It was Koh Lam, a very little-known island, and I wanted to go there. But obviously, I didn't make it. Now, it might be easier to go down to Ranong from Bangkok, like fly down there, maybe round trip or something. I don't know. But I got to talk with the wife. It'll be a couple days, a couple weeks maybe, because Songkran is coming up. The 9th is a Friday here, and Songkran starts on basically the 10th. Yeah, it's not crowded now. You know, my biggest concern is that when the people start coming back, there's not going to be anywhere that you can go where you can get away. And, you know, this is another point. And, you know, I said it before. Thailand has been, the market is oversaturated. You know, a lot of people have been here and, you know, I am looking to grab another shirt and coffee mug off your merch site. All right, well, great, man. Very good. Get 20% off. Use the code KRABI1. And you'll get 20% off. So thank you very much. I'm going to be doing a couple little polls in the next couple of days. Listen, I come in the chat and I ask people, you know, what do you like the best? How long is the best time? Blah, blah, blah. What's the best time? I get answers from a few people, and that's it. When I do the poll, usually I get at least 50 or 100 people responding, and I really need to nail some things down because I do want my channel to grow, and I haven't been concerned with it for a while. I really haven't given a shit, to be honest, because I'm just like, I do what I do. But with a couple minor tweaks, I think I could make my channel a little better and get a little further reach. The code is down in the description, but it's KRABI, and then the number 1, KRABI1, all together, no spaces. So, you know, like I said, I'm going to be doing these polls, these little polls. There might be 2 or 3 of them. And hopefully that'll help me square some things away. But one of the things that I want to do is I don't want to stream as long for a number of reasons. One, because people don't, the percentage that people watch, although they watch for longer periods of time than they might watch a video, the percentage of the stream is relatively low. If it's 20% of a 3-hour stream, that's not that much. You know what I mean? If it's 100% or 90% of a 10-minute video, that's quite a bit. And so I really do have to work on this. And there's a whole bunch of things I've been looking at and trying to work on. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm back now and I got some time. I'm going to take my laptop in as soon as they open. There we go. COVID. People freaking out. Staring at me. He hasn't washed his hands yet. Hang on. I'm gonna go put some gel on just to do the right thing. All right. I am the Masked Avenger. I hate these things. Really hate them. Anyway, anybody else got anything else? Anything else to say? Let's see here. Thanks again. I have my notes here today. I don't usually have notes, but thanks again to all my YouTube channel sponsors, Patreon patrons, website VIPs, and everyone else who has contributed financially and otherwise. Subscribe, please. Leave a thumbs up. Visit the description below. Leave a comment. Use the code CRABBY1 to get 20% off. What's today? I thought she was opening up. To get 20% off all t-shirts and coffee mugs, click the join button below to become a channel sponsor. Just look at the description. Everything is there. Yeah, that's all I got. Nobody else seems to have anything. Who knows where Lori went? I'm scared to ask. Well, believe me, I thought about changing the name of the channel to the beach bum or something like that. Listen, I grew up in South Miami, and I spent a lot of time by the beach. And you know, when I was a kid, I was a bum. I was a beach bum. I was a beach bum who mowed yards and went to school and washed cars for money so that I could get down to the beach. You know. Things are a little different now, but you know, I'm working on a few things slowly but surely. The trick, I think, is to get to where you want to go before you die. I'm 58. I'm almost 59. Can I get to where I want to go before I croak? And then, hopefully, you have a long period of time where you can enjoy those things. Now, I got here. I got to Bangkok. I've been all over Thailand. I've been all over Southeast Asia. I've done a fair amount of things that I wanted to do. And so I'm happy with that. But, you know, I told the wife, listen, it would be nice to stay down in Raleigh or one of these places and just go down there for a few weeks or a month and then go somewhere else for a couple of weeks. I don't know how much time she has off from work. I don't know how much time she can take off from work, you know. But, you know, it's the family, the family, the family. You got to think about that. And with the two boys, you know, they're both in school. Well, Nicholas just graduated high school. Actually, today's his graduation party, which he said in no uncertain terms, my wife and I do not need to go to the party. I'm like, are you sure you want me to go? No, you don't need to go. Yeah, I don't look a day over 47. Uh-huh. Whatever. I look, I am what I am. That's all I can say. So anyway, today's his graduation day. And his next task is to find a school. And Alex needs to finish up this term. When he finishes, he'll be done with 2 years of college. So he'll be starting his third year. Crazy. Makes me feel old. Makes me feel old. Anyway. Longhorns, Tom, Charles, everybody, all those people who are watching who haven't commented and those people who are commenting, thank you very much for joining me. I don't really have anything else to say, so unless somebody has to chime in with something, that's all I have. I'm Scott. I'm an American. For right now, I think it's out. Not because he doesn't want to, but I think because of the COVID and the hassle that it entails at the moment. He hasn't been vaccinated yet. And then getting back into Thailand might be a little bit of a problem. I don't know. Getting into the United States, I don't know. You know, we need to look at it a little bit more, but, you know, the wife would prefer that he goes to school first, gets his degree, and then goes in. But he doesn't want to do that because he thinks if he waits that long, he's not going to do it. And, you know, I'm of the same opinion. Nicholas kind of wants to go, but we're still kind of kicking it around. But, you know, right now with the COVID, I don't know that it's the best time to go. And the whole, you know, the situation right now in the United States, I don't know it's the greatest time to go into the military. Yeah, see? There you go. They're becoming woke sissies. And some of it, you know, it may not be because of them. It's because of, you know, they're forced to be a certain way. And if they don't conform, then they're out on their asses. I don't know if anybody knows, but if you've ever watched that guy, Steven Crowder, he just got the boot off of YouTube, apparently for going to places that didn't exist, that were used as addresses. He uses addresses for voting. You know, they use this address on a voting ballot, and then he went to these places and they weren't there. And so his mentality was, well, listen, how can these votes be valid if, you know, there's no address? And YouTube boot gave him the boot, which, you know, I don't understand everything that's going on behind it or whatever, and I'm sure everything will come out in due time, but you know, there's a lot of stuff going on, and I don't know, but it's a great time to send my kid over there when he's only been there once for 3 weeks. I don't know, but it's the greatest thing to do to send him over there right now. But, you know, this whole havoc, she said, oh, well, no worries. Thanks for a very nice stream. You're welcome. You're welcome. Get some rest and enjoy some family time. Actually, I'm going to enjoy some editing time and some family time. Thank you, Lori. It's good to have you back, Lori. Really. Booted for being a conservative. Yeah, well, believe me, that has this whole anti-conservatism movement has led me to think that I need to finish my freaking book as soon as possible. Not necessarily because, you know, I got to get a book out there, and I got to get off my ass, which is true. More so because you just never know how things are going to go. And maybe I can get away with writing something. I don't know that I can't get away with on YouTube. And I'll be honest, I've already cut back quite a bit saying things on YouTube. Uh, Nowadays it's just like you got to watch what you say. You're always going to offend somebody. Not that that really matters to me. I mean, I don't go out of my way to offend somebody. That's the thing. I generally don't go out of my way to offend somebody. So if they're offended, I may apologize or I may not. You know. Yeah, who knows what's going to happen in the United States? It really. I just saw the one clip where, what was it? Where Biden was saying that the reason for the what was he saying? Was it the crisis on the border was because of Trump or something like that? It's all because of Trump. Everybody blames Trump for everything. Beach bum, yeah. Well, actually, part of the book has a little beach in there. As I grew up in Miami. There's it's a little different. But anyway. All right. Well, listen, I better get out of here. I want to keep the streams. I'm telling myself under 90 minutes. And if I'm going to be somewhere, then I just got to start the stream whenever and keep it under 90 minutes because 3 hours, 4 hours is too damn long, and preferably an hour. But I'll tell you what, on Monday, I'm going to try to get Soy Dog Cowboy in here, who he said he was going to be here for the stream. I don't know where he was or if he's just lurking. I'm going to try to get Soy Dog Cowboy, try to get Chucky, try to get Lori, try to get some other people in here on Sunday, and we'll talk about dual pricing. If anybody is interested in being in that stream, and I need to know you, know you a little bit, you're more than welcome to come in, shoot me a message or put it in the comments or whatever, and we'll take it from there. Tom, you take care, take it easy, have fun. I've been trying to follow your little trip. I think you were in Arizona or something for a while. I don't know where you are now, but have fun and stay safe. And yeah, that's it, guys. So until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Choke D, Jerken Mai, Arrivederci, au revoir, aloha, and all that good stuff. All right? I'll talk to you guys later. See you when I see you.